Well, hello everybody. We are going to talk to you about Geometer Sketchpad. It is an app that you download and it'll allow you to explore geometric ideas dynamically so you can drag them around and see if properties still hold and so forth. So first thing you have to do is download it. The way you're going to do that is go down here to the type search, type in software. Oh, look at that. Before I'm even done, there it is. Click on that. This is where um, all these cool applications are stored. So instead of looking for it, we just go up to search and type in geometry. Maybe that's enough. If we hit, yep, we have a few things to choose from. We want Geometer Sketchpad. So you're going to click on that. It's going to allow you to install it. So once you, I'm not going to install it, I already have it, but once you install it, then you may or may not have to restart your computer, but you should be good to go. So now it's supposedly on your computer. Now we'll maybe you look at the desktop, it's not there. You're like, dang. So you go down here again, type here to search, and if the key here is to type in GSP. Do not type in Geometer Sketchpad. It'll be like, huh? For some reason, when it saves it as GSP. So that's really annoying, but hopefully you figure it out. Click on it. There it is. So I like to make it a big screen. Um, like any new program, it's very important that you click on every button 50 times and figure out, what does what. You click on here and then you can, oh, look at that. What is the circle thing? Whoa, what? Look at that. And, ooh, that, oh man, look at that. So right now it is your job to click on every button, even the buttons up here. Just explore for 5, 10, 20 minutes, whatever you need to do, 2 minutes. And we're back. So uh, I'm going to edit this file. I'm going to go to New Sketch, and that just cleans it up for me. Some things that you should have found out. This right here is called the Select tool. If you hold down the button, there's some other choices. We do not want the other choices. We want just that arrow. It's called the Point tool. This allows us to draw points wherever we want. The circle, if we click here and drag, we can make a circle as big as we want. The segment tool. The segment tool is going to be our friend. There are three things to choose from here. The segment is probably going to be our best because we can control it. If you go to the ray or the line here, it's really basically creating these 2 points and then extending a line in both directions. So that's pretty cool. Very cool. Let's say I don't want that line. I can go up to edit and it allows me to just undo in a row. Control Z if you want. Hey, this can be a pretty important one. This A, capital A, turns the cursor into a hand that's pointing at things. It's like, hey, I think I'll point at that. And then if you click, it gives it a label. And we love to label stuff. So if we go there, B, oh, there's C, and oh, look at that. So when you first start, it's definitely going to go in order. But we all know that this point right here is not an A point. It's more like a Ralph. I think I'd like to give it a different name. So what you do is you go up to it, point at it, double click, and then all of a sudden the little window comes up and we type in Ralph. Look at that. So we hit OK. And now notice that that is highlighted. Usually the last thing you've worked with stays highlighted. It's going to be important that you get used to going to the select tool and clicking anywhere else. Okay, so I might want to select this and select the circle and select this point, Ralph, but then go, oh no, I don't want that. Just click anywhere else, and it deselects it. Very important concept. All right, I'm going to go to a new um, sketch, clean it up. So let's do something. Let's get back to the segment tool. So you click and hold, drag out here, and let's do a segment. See how it's highlighted? I don't want it to be highlighted, so I'll deselect it. I'm going to label the endpoints, and please follow along and do this with me, A and B. I don't like where that point A is, so I can actually click and hold and drag around that point. So I like it right there, and I think I like that point down there. So that gives me, if I want to print this and display it for Mr. Sayers, I can. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you this little button right here, this construct button. It allows us to construct. It allows me to put a point, a midpoint, segment, ray, parallel line, all these different things. But I need to learn how to turn these buttons on. It's not allowing me to do that. It's because the computer's looking for something to do this to. All right, so if I click on here and I click on that, the computer sees just the line segment. And then when you go to construct, there are a few things it can do with a line segment. It can put a point on that segment. It can find the midpoint. It really can't find an intersection. There's nothing, there's no intersection. Can I draw a perpendicular line, but where would I draw it? So it would need more information. So I'm going to find the midpoint. And look at that. No matter what I do, so I'll go back to the select tool. Now I can kind of click. I hold down the button and move my mouse, and look at that. That point will always stay there. Now it's such an important point. Why don't we label it? So I'm going to go to that point. I'm going to double click, and I'm going to name that point, I don't know, something original. How about midpoint? I don't like where it is, so I'm going to kind of lift it up a little bit so we can see it. Now, oh, look at that. That is amazing. Okay, maybe I want to do some other things. If I click and select that segment, if I go to measure, what can I do if the computer only can see the segment? I could find the length of it, yep. The distance from what? There's nothing else selected. There's no area, so that's why those things aren't highlighted. But if I hit length, look at that. I know the length of that segment is 5.87. Oh, welcome to dynamic software. This is the beauty. So I can move this around and change that. Hey, so I automatically just take and click out here, and that deselects everything. Another cool thing I can do is I can select this segment, and I want to do a perpendicular line to that segment. So I go up to construct, and there's perpendicular, but it's not highlighted. The reason it's not highlighted is it doesn't know where to draw the perpendicular line. So you have to pick one point. And since we have this point, maybe we click that. So now the computer sees that point and that line. Go up to construct. I can do a perpendicular line. Whoa. Will it stay perpendicular? Whoa. Yep. Oh, you can't shake it off. So that's pretty cool. That midpoint will always be the midpoint, and that will always be a perpendicular line. Maybe I want to measure something. I think well, we already measured, but what if I wanted to measure from the midpoint to B? So I click right there, but it only knows there's one segment. So sometimes you have to create a segment within a segment, and that's done by picking the endpoints. So if I pick that endpoint and that endpoint, I can go construct segment. So now it sees that there's kind of a segment within that segment. Now, if you click somewhere else, you don't really see it anymore. You're like, dang, I don't know. But if you click right there, it'll recognize that's the little bit. So I'm going to do something on purpose here. I'm going to hit, let's say I have that highlighted and I have that highlighted. So I'm going to pick measure. Dang, I really can't. I can't do length. So this will be frustrating when you want to. So what you got to do is just click somewhere else and then try it again. I'm going to just click that and let's see if that works. Length, very good. I'll bet 4.34 has a lot to do with 8.68. Okay, and as I move this, I'll bet they kind of stay pretty close to about half. Okay, they might round and just be off just by a little bit, but that's good. Hey, that's just a start to what you can do with Geometry Sketchpad. I hope you enjoy exploring geometry with it.